Folks, I have just barely processed week 1. Brasso is still alive and well up here. Here we are. Holy frick, already week 2, and we got episodes 4, 5, and 6. Oh my gosh. Now we're getting locked in. We got a full night ahead of us, folks. Oh my gosh. And like I said, I feel like I have just barely processed last week. Something about, yes, getting these 3 episodic arcs, the way that they are intended, the way they are meant to be framed. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting. It's been a year. We're going to time jump. Getting them the way that they have been intended to be presented is certainly, like, yes, I am on board, but it's just a lot to take in all at once. Like I said, I'm still simmering from last week, but at least they have made it known that they're coming for blood. They're not afraid. They came out of the gate and took out a major player, like freaking Brasso. I thought he would have survived longer. He is still alive up here. It's fine. They didn't do anything. None of that happened. He's still alive. So we'll see who actually dies this week. We will see what the frick happens, but it's been a year, so, you know, Cassian, I think he's about to be dialed up. Bix, for sure, I think is going to be on her revenge tour, and if there's any indicator that we've seen in the trailer, it seems like she locks in and steps up and starts accompanying Cassian on some of these heavier looking missions, explosives involved, so the stakes continuously just get raised higher and higher. They always find a way to step it up, ramp it up, and just continue to elevate on top of already, again, the eggshells that they've established for somebody like Mon Mothma. I think we're going to hopefully see more of Dedra as she, I imagine, starts to become employed in the Ghorman arc and the fate, you know, that awaits, the tragedy that is awaiting there. One of you guys actually made a really great point in the comments section that perhaps Krennic has seen, you know, her failure on Ferrix and is anticipating that she's going to similarly botch this, aka give them a similar reason like they did on Ferrix to just come in and, you know, open fire, give them full authority. But that was her game plan. That was her proposal to Krennic as well. Like, you have to count on something going wrong with the rebellion cell there. So it's a lot to take in. I've still barely taken it all in. Oh, let's get it, frick! Saw, and heck yes, that title ever been to Ghorman? Oh, it's happening. I have to remind myself it's been a year. A year passes between each of these 3 episodes. There it is! Are they together? No, there's a ship I can get behind. Syril and dedra, not as much.
Oh, there you are. I know you wanted him to live, but Cassian said he'd seen your faces, so... Wasn't much of a soldier, was he? I forgot to ask his name. Might be a bit late now.
Oh my god, he snapped her out of that so well.
Same thing again? Dr. Gorst? You sure you don't want to talk about it?
It's gotta be weighing on him, because she went through that shiz while he was gone. And they were there looking for him. Well, tragic start. Great. Oh god, it's happening. No, do not. Not this music. Don't introduce this place with this music. Oh my god, Syril went with. Boyfriend went with. What's he doing though? Unless he got promoted to be involved in this, although I imagine he is unaware of what Dedra's actually doing here. Or maybe he's not. He's looking over his shoulder, he's tying up their door, he's checking his 6.
I can barely see you.
It's an Imperial signal. It should be fine. I like it here.
I think you've got spiders in your brain. No one understands what you're doing out there.
And when you say no one, I'm assuming you mean Uncle Harlow?
You're being discarded and too naive to see it. I fixed it. You'd made it back. You'd found a woman actually willing to make a life with you. And you just walk away.
Oh, he probably has to act like they broke up. Nobody can know what she's actually doing.
I'm not buying Ghorman again. I'm sick of it. They were always too good for the rest of us.
The propaganda is disseminating.
These are decent people.
Syril, I have met some Ghormans in my time. The attitude, the arrogance.
Mother, you're being sold these ideas.
My poor boy. You're too close to know what's really going on.
I'm here. I see what I see. This place is hardly a threat to the Empire.
Is he not even trying to quell the propaganda? Does he believe all this?
Prøver det bort, Dinex.
Du er méprakatant.
Et toi, moi, je l'ai pris.
Highlands, lobby quad. Nashmatsi, Bafilo Brett.
I think that's they're clearly hiding out underground and listening on secret phones, so I'm imagining that's the Ghorman rebellion cell.
Seriously?
I'm not a tourist, you know it.
This one's different.
I'm not buying another spider.
This one's free. There's a candy inside with information on the wrapper. There's a meeting. You should come. You have the address.
I feel like that's really risky on their part. If they're part of the resistance here, the rebellion, that's a pretty ballsy move. I feel like to just approach him on the street.
Done this before. What are you gonna tell him about what happened on the mission? The soldier?
The deal went through, we won. It had to be done. There's nothing else to say. Hey, he was a threat. He was a soldier.
I should stop thinking about him. I can't stop seeing his face.
I want to tell you it goes away forever, but I'd be lying. We're in a war. Not everybody knows it yet, but it's happening. People die.
I wonder if he knew.
Well, he does now.
Thought Bix was gonna be on her revenge tour, but she doesn't
It had
want
to be
the
done.
smoke. She doesn't like the blood on her hands. She's like racked with guilt. I guess they had to kill an Imperial soldier during a botched mission, unintentionally. That's why he does it. If somebody was in his place.
We're safe here. I know it's not what we want, but just trying to protect us.
You mean me?
What's so wrong about that?
It's warping things. You can't protect me. Doing this? If it's a war, and you keep saying it is, and I know that you're right, it's not up to us what we save. And I regret every second that we didn't spend together, but I'm trying not to count on anything anymore. But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. We have to.
They are together. Oh, but this raises the stakes now. The emotional involvement. Oh no, I don't think this means good things. Cassian loses everything, y'all. He's gonna lose Bix. Tedra's still on Coruscant.
Where are you?
The safe room.
You were careful.
Yes, of course. Always. Look, I don't have much time.
Sorry.
They made contact. I've been invited to a meeting.
A meeting with who?
I don't know. It's public.
They're intentionally trying to
It's a
plant
town
him.
hall, but this is them. It's Ghorman front. I assume I'm being followed all the time.
He's a
It has to be them.
pawn.
Who else could it be? I thought you'd want a brief podcast.
No. You'll want more than that.
Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't suspect that from the freaking start. This is Syril we're freaking talking about. He's ride or die.
Supervisor Hirt.
Yes, sir.
The access desk.
Weapons, sir. There are some pieces that appear to
Oh,
have
that
come
was
from the
her
Axis supply chain.
right-hand
Have we
man.
nothing more definitive? 30 suspects in custody, and we are still ingesting and speculating.
It's disappointing on many levels. I see a variety of causes.
Pick one!
We're arresting too many people.
Lonnie.
Colonel Yularan and myself have a meeting scheduled with the Emperor.
2 Palpatine
Well,
name
thank
drops
you.
this episode?
I'm having the same problems. I can't keep up.
We should talk it over. Not here, but
I'm in all day.
Yes, Lonnie, maneuver. Weasel around.
You've had that 10 days?
It's my desk now, Dedra.
Andor must be found. You can have all the glory.
Has it ever crossed your mind that Partagas put me on Axis because I don't seek glory?
T.
Well, my door is open.
God, I hate that I'm still freaking rooting for her. Oh, let's get. Oh, we're going back into the belly. Oh my god. Are we awaiting another epic monologue on the other side? Oh no, don't tell me Lonnie's done for.
Hello, Lonnie.
Dedra Miro's running Ghorman. She's been on it all year, all this time.
Why Ghorman?
I don't know, I can't believe they've kept it so quiet.
All the propaganda.
That can't be ISB, it's too slick. That's outside help.
Smear campaign is an opening move, not an end game. I need the end game.
I'm trying.
Are you sure of this? Can't wait another 3 months, Lonnie. There's too much going on.
You used to tell me to wait.
Those days are gone. I'll be standing by.
Oh my god, their interactions always have me just freaking, like, out of breath on the edge of my seat. Oh, I hope nothing happens to Lonnie. He's literally in the line of fire, risking everything.
Mas blik vashem foladis. Sintrank poj elmun. Foladis embrangasta. Et vache dilam bouvard. Jakem soit prend kofef.
La garde! Souvis derrière! Ezi, Minas Probicor, Boschwen Misselmaz, Yantenkra, et Dordigna! And then.
Oh my god, I have chills. They know that they're being slowly strangled by the Empire.
What do you think?
Iran Kalkazan. Den beautiful. Vas-y. Bougesim Kalkazan. Bougesim Blasvon Sim Palmo. Et Tilan Bashkrog.
Emblo, Adalvinash Kumoin, Turkish.
People think the new building is meant to be a fortress. He's an Imperial spy. Be careful.
It's not funny.
The Bureau of Standards.
It's a relief. I was thinking of introducing you to my father.
Oh god, they're all gonna die.
I saw you from the stage. And what will you take away from this evening?
The strength of feeling.
Will you be writing a report? There must be some way to make our appeals more effective.
Oh, they are trying to weaponize the fact that he's a higher up.
Seeking Imperial Council? Many people are starting to think this new building is more than just an annex. Grand Moff Tarkin killed 500 peaceful, unarmed Ghormans in the middle of that plaza.
And it's gonna happen again.
There's an Imperial military facility rising over the monument to the fallen. If you are writing a report, make that your headline.
Is this actually resonating with his moral compass, or is he just putting on a really good show? Because they bamboozled him. They got him with the Uno reverse card. He is there to freaking spy, but they know that he's reporting back to somebody. Okay. Oh.
Ever been to Ghorman, where they make the fabric? This will be clean work. You bring nothing but your wits. Care of Rylance. I can't go. He's too visible. I'm not sure about the group. You have to go alone. Ghorman would be a remarkable place to turn our way. Bix will be fine.
You don't know that.
And I haven't said yes.
Oh, here we go. I saw they planted him with a saw, eh? Oh yeah, he can build things.
Look at you.
Explosives.
How I've dreamt of this. Think of it, comrades. Fuel on demand. On the Rhino that you can steal. Has it been tested?
It works.
Who taught you this?
Why is that important?
What's more dangerous than Redonium?
I'm here to teach the variations. More than that, I'm not allowed to say.
Have you ever done this for real? Or just in a classroom?
I've done it.
Pluty! He's smarter than he looks. He'll be your student.
Which variation? We should concentrate on the station you're planning to hit.
You teach them all. I'll let our friend know that you're being taken care of. Find him a place to sleep.
So they offered him up to Saw's group under an arranged timeshare. Oh no. To sleep, I hope? No, she just cannot know peace. I thought that was going to be a sweet ending with the two of them, and instead it turned freaking sinister frick. The show is exploring like every freaking possible tragic theme in the book. Where do I even freaking... Obviously, so much of this was the catch-up, and they obviously do it through the dialogue, you know, starting with Syril. You know, obviously this was his time to shine, and this is where he's stepping up. I can't believe there I was questioning, is he actually faithful to the Ghorman people? You know, he's clearly been living here, he's assimilated here, he enjoys his position here, he associates this place with his promotion. Like, does he actually have any of these sincere feelings towards the community here, the people, the culture? I can't believe I didn't even consider that was all just a ruse with his mom, because there she was, literally regurgitating all of the talking points, all the freaking propaganda. So there you learn everything that director Krennic has been planning, you know, behind the scenes, waiting in the wings to, you know, spit all this out and disseminate all of this kind of slander, you know, into the galaxy, to already kind of, as we saw, you know, Mon fighting with fellow senators trying to plead for Ghorman, and already like the public perception of them has faltered. Everything is going according to Krennic's plan. So I just cannot believe that I didn't even suspect that they know that Syril is being watched and being listened to, you know, by the kind of fledgling, you know, kind of uprising, trying to hash that out. I can't believe, obviously, that I didn't suspect that this was all part of their plan to, you know, plant Syril here as a vulnerable target that would be appealing for, you know, the Ghorman rebels. I think they obviously know that they have to tread carefully with him. Like, they're smarter than I thought they were, because there I was suggesting, like, this is really ballsy of them to just approach him point blank. You know where this is gonna freaking go with Ghorman. So here we are meeting, you know, these powerful, you know, figures there who are trying to do whatever they can to salvage, you know, their way of life. Peace that's kind of flickering here, you know, in the shadow of the Empire, quite literally, you know, as they're desecrating their sacred, you know, memorial grounds. Like, the recalls to former history. I mean, this kind of reminded me what they were discussing. You know, Moff Tarkin, everybody's getting freaking name dropped. This is only on my mind because I literally was just listening on a podcast, but Bloody Sunday, which was the massacre in Derry, Northern Ireland, literally a similar event, a peaceful protest, a peaceful civil rights movement in which trained, like, special op soldiers just opened fire on an entire crowd of innocent people. It's like you can have these recalls to, like, real history that's not that freaking far off. It's crazy. Just obviously Tony Gilroy has voiced that he's looking to the past. History freaking repeats itself, and so that's why so much of the show feels so freaking relevant to the times that we're currently, you know, living in. But commonality between Syril and Dedra. Syril, we see it depicted very literally. He's always perfectly tailoring his suits, getting things custom hemmed, custom altered, to the point that it garners attention from his superiors in the office, you know, to a point that it's clearly unusual that somebody in his position would be going this out of their way to be perfectly trimmed, perfectly polished and tailored. He's very literally about appearances, but I think that speaks to this level of control that he has, that we saw, you know, kind of is what led to his kind of like cracks, his breakdown in Andor season 1, when he gets a little bit of ahead of himself. But he's kind of, I think, thirsty for a little bit of that, you know, power, the same glory that we hear, you know, Dedra referring to. I don't think she's motivated by glory, but I think she similarly puts a lot of weight into, I don't know if she puts weight into appearances, but I imagine it's killing her on the inside that she has to show face at work with everybody under the assumption that she, you know, got taken down a notch, when in reality she's orchestrating one of the most top secret confidential freaking missions known to the Empire, and she can't, you know, she can't relish in all of her, you know, male coworkers being jealous and whatnot, because they've always been coming for her. There I was scratching my brain last week, like, how the frick, what is this relationship between Syril and Dedra? And I guess now we see that it is both, I guess, personally beneficial for them, but I think more so career driven. Not that it started with career driven motivations. We obviously know that Syril was pursuing her, but Dedra was his ticket back in. Like, she was in a position of power in which she could open doors for him. Like, we all watched it, right? Like, he was very heavily pursuing her, not necessarily requited, but she's keeping him around and obviously has enough trust in him to send him on this mission, to plant him on Ghorman. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of actually starting to hit. That's what the interesting thing about this show is. You kind of know, we know what the outcomes of all of this are. We know that Cassian eventually dies. not long after this. At this rate, he's got 3 years left to live. We know that he doesn't have a happy ending. We don't know yet necessarily for everybody else, but like I said, he enters Rogue One having nothing left, as he tells Jyn. He also lost everything. I'm gonna assume that now includes Bix. Like, they've sealed her fate, by having them together, which obviously there were undertones of that in season 1. They had history. So now that they've rekindled it, and here they are already remarking on how they have regrets about their lost time together, it's like right person, worst possible time, I predict obviously they're not going to have a happy ending, so whether Bix survives this season or not, she and Cassian won't ever be able to just ride off into the sunset together. He gets killed in the sunset, y'all. I obviously was most curious to see where Bix is at with her mental state going into these next few episodes, and there I was thinking that she was going to be on this kind of revenge tour, as I was saying, but it's clear that she's not out for blood. She doesn't want to kill. Here she is interrogating Cassian of, don't you feel anything? Was that a necessary kill on our part? There's blood on our hands, even though he was an Imperial and whatnot. Like, are we killing for the right or wrong reasons? And she, can't get his face out of her mind.
Okay, another quick revelation that I had during the editing process, now that I'm watching it back again, especially this opening scene where Bix no longer necessarily sees Dr. Gorst as her torturer. He's not tormenting her. He's almost kind of like welcoming her in as a peer now. Like, she sees herself as his equivalent because of what they had to do to take the life of this Imperial soldier. Yes, he was Imperial, but they still had to take his life. And I think Bix now sees herself almost as no better than Gorst and everything he put her through. He's kind of sitting here relishing it with her, like, right, had to do what you had to do. He obviously treats human beings as playthings. Bix is nowhere near as freaking, she's not in the same psychological field as this man as all. He's clearly twisted, but he's almost kind of like welcoming her into this world, in this first dream that she has, where he's not here tormenting her, but he's kind of like commending her for having to take a life, because you got to do what you got to do.
You would think with all the suffering she's endured at the hands of the Empire that wouldn't necessarily faze her, but the whole moral of that being she still has her humanity. It's to prove here that yes, even though she's been a victim of some of the most harrowing shiz at the hands of the Empire, she has her humanity left, whereas the Empire has none. No regard for human life, and that is the difference, and that's why they'll never fully break her. As much as she's tormented, as much as she may never be the same, and now here I'm assuming this is implying, like, she's resorting to, I don't want to say substance abuse, but clearly, needs external help, to cope. She can't even exist in her own mind at peace at all, because that's what they were saying. It's the moments when our guard is down and we're complacent that all of these haunting thoughts creep back up, the ghosts of everybody that we've had to kill for this war. But they made it obviously very evident there. Her point blank telling Cassian, like, I've been through the worst possible shiz you can imagine. I've already been, tortured and damaged and have this baggage. You don't need to protect me because the worst case scenarios have already happened and still potentially await us, with worst case scenario being that they, sacrifice everything and lose their lives for this cause. So she knows that. She's already been dealt a horrific hand and is not ignoring the fact that the worst case scenario could still be out there. It's still, lingering, looming over them like this grim reaper. Like, she has this just a very like haunting reality check. Face the facts. If this is as serious as you say it is, to the point that we're out here, we have to be killing people. We have to acknowledge that our death could be on the other line. Yes, she has been hardened by everything, but she has still come out of it, expressing to Cassian, I don't need your protection. I just need to frickin' win. This was really so much to take in, and I still have 2 episodes to go, but it's just so harrowing, haunting, watching, knowing that Ghorman's probably going to obviously be massacred. That's what the whole game plan is. The Empire is obviously clearly just slowly, clutching and suffocating the people. I imagine that's tactic, beat them down, destroy morale as much as you possibly can, to the point that obviously it feeds into this festering rebellion so that they can really bring down the final hammer. So this is where it's really starting to hit of like, oh shoot, like, yeah, we know what Cassian's fate is. Most people here are probably not going to survive. We know what's going to happen on Ghorman. It's just a matter of like how bad is it gonna be, you know? So with that said, I'm gonna keep freaking going because we still have all night and we have 2 episodes to go. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. I'll catch you in episodes 5 and 6, hopefully shortly after this is uploaded, but be patient with me, y'all. I'm backlogged. I love these 3 episode releases, but it just takes me so much more time. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye, guys.